Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I posted a video, but I'm back now. That's all that matters. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial, an in-depth makeup tutorial. And the look for today, I think it's going to be very bronzy, I don't want to say glowy because I want to be matte, but I don't want to be too matte. So there might be a little bit of glow on my cheeks, my eyelids, but the vibe is like bronzy. It's giving summer, which is what I'm feeling like. For my skin, I've already prepped using Centella Skin 1004 Centella Ampoule, I think that's how you say it. Also used the Snail Mucin polyglutamic acid from Inkey List, and then I used the Tatcha water cream for my face cream, and I've let that sit on for like 30 minutes, so it's, you know, my face is hydrated. Part of this look will be me showing you guys how to get makeup that will last you all night. Now, anyone that knows me, you know by the end of the night, my face is looking the same way I came in. Like, my makeup doesn't come off. Whether I sweat, if I cry, anything gets spilt on me, like on my face is going to look the same. Why? Because I know how to prep my skin well, and then I apply my products very well, and I set. It's, guys, you need to set your face. You need to prime your face. How you start used to be how you mean to go on. So without further ado, grab a drink. Got mine. This is just vegan protein powder, but it tastes nice. And let's get into the tutorial. First, I'm going to prime using the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. Now, I've only recently started using this, but I really do find that it helps my makeup last all night and stays matte. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. I'm gonna rub that in. Now, you want to make sure you're using a primer that is for your skin type. You don't want to be using, if you're oily skin, I say that, but I have normal dry skin, but this primer is actually for oily skin, but it works for me because I prep my skin well. I would say for beginners, definitely stick to using a primer that matches your skin type. Just until you kind of learn your skin more, become more versed in makeup application. I think it's just safer that way as well. So if you want to go the extra mile, what you can do is set your face using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Setting Spray. And this just adds another layer of like stick that your face will just stay. If you get smile lines, you need to get this. What you need, the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. And here's what I do. I literally just put it where I get smile lines. You don't really need too much. Okay, squeeze the bottle and take it out. You literally don't need too much, just a little bit will do. Put it on there and then just dab. Smile, so it goes inside the smile lines, you know. Dab. Smile again. Look a bit scary doing this, but hey, it gets the job done, so can't complain. Just dab, 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 dab. And there we go, my priming is all done. Now I'm going to start with my eyebrows. And I'm using the Precisely My Brow pencil. All the makeup products will be in my description, so if I miss anything, it will be in the description. And so with my brows, I actually use hair removal cream to make them really slim, and I just think it just suits my face way more. Like, slim brows. If you find that you're maybe a bit bored with your makeup, or you don't really like how your makeup is looking, try shaving your brows. Try shaving your brows, like, they're gonna grow back, so you might as well. Okay, so nothing is coming out. The pencil's even breaking. Let me get my trusted Rimmel London pencil. And I kind of try to draw it, not necessarily straight, but I don't do too much of an arch. I also don't really care if I mess it up because I'm going to go in with concealer to actually define that shape. You don't actually need to spend too much time. Like, look at that. I'm obviously not going to leave my house with my eyebrows looking like that, but it's all a process. I'm going to use my Too Faced Chestnut Concealer. And you want to use a flat brush. This is the brush I'm using. As you can see, it's flat and it maintains that flat shape. Also, for your concealer shade, you want it to be you don't want it to be too light. like, even if you want to do like a highlight brow moment, start off with a shade that is more your skin tone, and then you can go in just under your arch with that lighter shade. Because if you start with a lighter shade, you're gonna have halo eyebrows. This is like the worst I've ever done my brows, and I know it's because I didn't shape my brows before. Okay, this will have to do. I think they look okay. And now for the actual fun bit. Okay, so for my base is gonna be the Danessa Myricks Blur and Balm. I use the shade 9. As you can see, oh girl, has been used severely. What I like to do is use the little spatula, and I just spread that across my face. This shade is, it's a little bit dark for me, but it works. I'd always rather my makeup be darker than it be lighter. Because if it's darker, then there's things you can do to even it out. Whereas if it's lighter, when the flash is on you, crazy scenes. crazy scenes, and we don't want that. I'm gonna blend this out. Now, if I really wanted to, I could just use this alone, like as a foundation. But I like a little bit more coverage than this, so I just use this as a base, as my first base. Then I do go in with a foundation, but because I've used this product, it just means I don't need to use as much foundation. I'm gonna need some coverage. For foundation, I'm gonna use my Haus Labs foundation. I feel like I've kind of slept on this one. Like, I've had it for a minute now, and I've only ever used it like 3 times, so I am trying to use it more, and I find the coverage is really good, and the stay is also really good, so I'm really trying to use it more. As you can see, I didn't even use like a full pump, I used maybe half a pump. And then when needed, I will go in with a little bit more. And if you want it to be a bit more precise, just put it on your brush first, and then put it on your face, instead of going straight on your face. I also want to say I'm very pro makeup on your forehead. I don't know who started all of that, but put makeup, especially if you're doing a full coverage beat. Why is there no makeup on your forehead? What do you mean? Like, okay, maybe if you want, you don't have to put as much makeup on your forehead if you're someone that wears wigs and stuff, but for there to be none, not even small. Mezzo. So next, I'm going to go in with a bronzer. There's 2 bronzers I really like at the moment. I really like the e.l.f. What's this? e.l.f. bronzer and contour, the NARS Laguna. And I feel like I'm going to use the e.l.f. today. I just really like the colour. Like, let me put it on and show you guys. It's such a nice bronzer, in my humble opinion. So yeah, I'm going to use this today. I put it on my cheekbones. So where I place it, if I do this, it's just above my actual cheekbones, because when you blend out, the product will move. So you don't always want to put the product where you want it to be, because it will move. So if I had put it directly here, it would have moved under. Whereas where I've placed it now, it's going to move under, but on my cheekbones. I hope that makes sense. And then on the perimeters of my forehead, just on the sides, the rest will blend out once. And then earrings, a little bit on my jawline, and then my nose, the ends of my nose, and then what's this place called? I don't know, but here, just to bring the shadows back in. I don't contour my nose because I personally don't think it's necessary for me. I don't have a high nose bridge, so I don't want to create one, because that's not what my face looks like. So I try to stick with my existing features. I'm just going to blend that out using a buffer brush. This is actually a foundation brush, but you can use this and it works perfectly. Just blend that out. Don't worry if there's any harsh lines at the moment, because we will come back to blend this out. And then my forehead, and I blend down, not up, because I don't really want it going into my hair. So I just blend down and also in place. And then I just, with those 2 meet, I blend the outer corners of my eyes. Just just a little bit. Now, in terms of how far I blend, I don't blend my bronzer too far down. I kind of just leave it on this part of my face because, again, my face, I don't need it to come all the way down. And I think just work according to not only your face shape, but how you like your makeup to be. Some people may prefer theirs coming even lower, so I'm gonna just keep it on this section. But yeah, this is how I like mine. Then with that same foundation brush that you use for your foundation, just blend out any harsh lines. Because the one thing you don't want is someone that's taking a picture of you and you're seeing dumb. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, who wants that? So always blending will save your life. Just blend it all out. But you also don't want to blend too much, and that's like that's the thing, you want to blend enough. All under multitasker concealers, and this one is more like my skin tone, so I'm going to apply that first and then apply the lighter shade right on top, like so. As you can see, this is quite a neutral, yeah, it's quite a neutral concealer shade. I'm going to put a bit on my forehead and above my lip. Again, your placement is very dependent on you and your face shape and what you like. For my face shape, I like to put a little bit on my forehead, not too much, and I don't blend it out so far. And then under my eyes, I don't put it on my chin because I found that it doesn't look nice on my chin, so I just don't do that. And when I blend it out, you'll see I'll blend it out in an outwards motion that will give me like a really nice defined cut there. I'm a brush and sponge babe, so I will use both because they work perfectly together. You don't have to pick one or the other. So what I do is I go with the Danessa Myricks brush, and I honestly think it's the best concealer brush I've ever used. I have the Hourglass one. It doesn't eat, sorry, it's the best, so do yourself a favor and grab it. I've let my concealer sit for a little bit, probably too long actually. I forget how quickly this dries down. I just blend that out. Like, oh, look how good that looks. So good. Because it's dried down a little, it doesn't really move as much, which is kind of what I want. I'm able to keep that coverage. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more. For today, I'm not going to use like a brightening concealer because I just don't think I need it. And this shade is already kind of bright, I can't lie. So, and as you're blending, you want to blend in like stippling. Don't drag because that's just going to drag the products off your face. Literally quick stippling motions. Like so. And then again, go back in with your foundation brush and just blend out any harsh lines that may be present. And especially around like the edge of your nose, you don't want such a harsh line there. Because today's look is very like bronzy, bronze. Basically, I want to be bronzed up. My blush is also going to give that vibe. So I'm going to use the Camo Liquid blush. And as you can see, this shade is like a toasted orange. Very much keeping the theme of what I want to go for. And I apply that like on my cheeks, like right above my cheeks. So right above my cheeks, so it is on my cheeks. And I just blend that out in place and out. And a little bit under my eye. Now with blush, I feel like it's always best to start with a little. With any product really, and I'm going to put a bit on my nose as well. You always want to start with a little because for the most part you can add. Not that you can add, but taken away, I'll caution, I'm gonna let go. You might as well just start the whole makeup thing again. To finish off, I'm going to use my damp beauty blender and just blend out my under eye. And I find that it does a really good job in like picking up any extra products. And then I'm going to blend out the cheek blush again. And that is my wet base done. So typically with my setting powders, I will sometimes set with a pressed powder. Other times I will set with a loose powder. I don't know, it just depends on my mood. And I find that they both work. I feel like I should probably pay more attention to what works best, but they both work for me, so I keep doing them. So I'm going to use the Huda Beauty powder. Blondie, no. What should I do? Banana bread. Put some on my powder puff like so. What I like to do is dab it on my hand. Do a circle motion dab. You know, because I just don't want too much product in there. And then just go in with my beauty blender again. And press that in. And at the other side, still the same product. Press that in. Press. And with this, you want to work quickly but precisely. I hope that makes sense. So you want to work on both sides kind of simultaneously. I find that that works best for me. And then I blend over my nose as well, just to set that around my mouth, around my chin, a little bit on my cheeks just to set that blush. We'll go over that. Forehead, I go in with a little bit, not too much. Just press that in. So once that is done, I'm now going to bronze using, I either use my NARS Laguna or the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation Powder. I haven't used it in a while, so I'm going to use this. I like both of them equally. Just dab that, dust off any excess. And I just tap lightly. And I focus it like here. I don't want to bring it too far down because I just think that does not suit me. Go back in, dab some off. Okay, dab some off, put some on my forehead. And as you can see, we're looking bronzed. And put some on my jawline. And for my nose, I like to use, this is an eyeshadow brush by Morphe, but I like to use this just on the ends of my nose. I'll put some to set that inner corner. And for blush, because I want it to be more of a muted blush, but with a bit of colour, I'm going to use my Ken Beauty Saffron blush. As you can see, the colour is like, it's like a burnt orange, but muted. I don't know how to describe the colour, but it's one of my favourite blushes. Just put that on my cheeks. And then I put it on my nose. I don't know, I really like putting blush on my nose. I think it looks so cute. The last thing I need to do is set my whole face. I use the MAC Studio Fix powder. And I just put this wherever there was no powder put. So in between my jawline and cheeks, my forehead, it's a bit on a bit across the rest of my face. And then again, you can always go back in to add a little bit more product if some got lost. For my first round of, it's not really setting, but just to add a bit of hydration back into my skin because there's a lot of powder that's gone in it right now. I'm going to use the Wishery spray. And then to actually set my face, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury spray. And then with your setting spray, you don't want to drench your face in this because I just find it's pointless and your makeup can start dripping. You just need like, let me say like 4 sprays, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, don't be, you're going to waste your product. There's no need. So 4 sprays, let's count. That's it. You generally don't need that much, especially if you're going to go with other setting sprays. You don't need to be piling it on like you're wasting product, babe. I'm going to go in my under eye with the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder in the shade 2. And this is just to brighten up a little bit. Not too much. I'm going to dab some off because it is quite a light powder. I just find this adds like a really nice finish and gives you that extra brightness, if that is what you want. If you don't want as much as brightness, you can use the shade 3 if you're similar shade to me. That is more of like my skin tone, and that just adds a nice finishing, but it's not brightening per se. This look is very bronzy. The eyes will also be given bronzy, so I'm going to probably use my bronzers and browns on my eye. My hyperpigmentation is eyeshadow. What I'm going to do though is just use my, I think I've got to cut my eye. Use my foundation brush just to blend out anything that might have got on there, and also any creases. The excess off and just set that. This is just to avoid creasing. You can go in straight away with your eyeshadow shade, which I do sometimes, but sometimes I just want to, you know, add that extra layer of protection. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Loveless. I've had this eyeshadow for like 8 years. I can't remember how long, but I've had this eyeshadow for so long. And it's lasted, I've only started hitting pan on this one because that's like my favorite shade here. And that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to just dab that in my inner corner. Now this is very beginner friendly, and I'm only going to really use like 2 shades. So you want to add that in your inner corner and then just like blend it out. You want to start it in your inner corner, your outer corner, sorry. So you dab there to place the product. So you always want to place the product first and then blend out. And I blend it out in like a halo motion because that is the shape of my eyelids, just above my crease. And yeah, so flick up a little bit. What's it giving? It's giving sultry. With a smaller brush, like this, I'm going to go in with the darker shade, and I'm just going to apply that the same place we put that first shade, but I'm not blending it out as much. I'm just going to literally, that's as far as I'm going in terms of blending. Now in a V, and then just blend it out a little bit on the lash line. So you start with your lighter shades and then work into your darker shades. That will just help you keep everything where you want it, because if you start with your dark shade, you'll be blending that out with your lighter shade. And then going back with that same brush with no product added, it's gonna blend everything out. Again, keeping it only where really I put that lighter shade. I'm just trying to like make sure there's no like harsh lines. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's giving very sultry and I love it. Now, if we want to spruce it up a little bit, we can use either a shimmer pencil or an eyeshadow. In this case, I think I'm going to use this inside of my eye. Like so. Like so. And I'm going to get a brush and just like blend that out. Because it's a pencil, it has a bit more staying, so it's not going to blend out as much. So I would recommend it if you're a beginner to use just like maybe a shimmer shade that you can blend out a bit easier. So this is what it's giving. Not bad, not bad. But I'm going to use my Danessa Myricks Light Volume 5 palette. Put my brush in it a little, because this thing is pigmented, boy. You don't need too much. And just dab on top of where I put that product already. Back in with that same brush that I used to blend out that light colour. I'm going to go in just to bring that colour back out. Just on top there. And this will like kind of blend out. I don't want to blend out the glitter, but it goes on top of the glitter a little bit and it just looks gorgeous. And it spread out the glitter on my eyes, but I actually don't mind it. I want to do eyeliner. I want to keep it like this. I'm trying to think. So I've been really loving a little eyeliner moment, but I feel like because there's already quite a bit going on in the eye, I don't want to like overcomplicate it, you know? I might do a little flick. Because I'm wearing lashes, I think that would be nice. So I'm going to do a little flick of the eyeliner and then we'll see how that looks. Okay, I'm really happy with this. I'm not going to do any more because that's usually where it starts to go downhill. For lashes, I'm thinking, I've got the tatty lashes. I'm thinking the B is back. This is the lashes. Or half lash error. These are them. So this is a half lash and then this is a full lash. Which one are we thinking? Don't know, guys. Do love a little cheeky full lash. I feel like it goes with the vibe. I always like to go back in with my eyebrows because I find like once I've applied product, they can start looking a bit, you know, not cute. I also feel like the reason I didn't like my eyebrows is because this pencil is really thin, whereas the Rimmel one is not. It's just like a normal, it's like a lip liner pencil. So there's a lot more precision now that I decided to start working, whereas I didn't have that before. And I'm gonna put in my beauty mark. I have one at the top of my eyebrow. Now I claim this is a beauty spot, but I think it's just actually like one of them internal spots. But I'm gonna keep claiming it. I know someone slapped me. So I just apply kind of my usual places. Do I need to set my eyebrows? Guys, my eyebrows are looking horrendous. I'm sorry, like, don't judge my makeup off my eyebrows. This is a bad brow day. What I like to do is I like to apply mascara after, just at the base, and I just find this blends my lash with the falsie really well, as opposed to applying mascara before. And it just means I also apply less mascara to my natural lashes. Okay, lashes are done almost. I'm going to do bottom lashes, bottom liner. What I like to use, I either use black or like my brown eyebrow pencil just to line my waterline. Sometimes I find black can be a little bit too much, so I'll just use like a dark brown. Perfect. And then for the lips, I'm going to use this really dark brown lip liner. I'll use a more brown lip liner. I'm going to use my MAC lip gloss. And then what I like to do is use an actual dark lip gloss for my lip liner, on my lip liner, sorry. You know, I just find it works the best when you've got a dark lip liner, use a darker lip gloss, then in the middle use whatever shade you want. And yeah, I've literally not put any pigment in the middle, it's just brown lip liner. Look how good that looks. Go back in with this powder again, just to set everywhere. Just one more time. Also go back in with my blush. So all my powders, I kind of just go back in one more time before I set. I'm not even joking, guys. I literally don't take any makeup out with me. The only makeup I really take out is lip gloss and lip liner. I used to carry like setting powder and stuff with me, but I just never used it because my routine is so goddamn bulletproof. So I just stopped now, and I literally don't ever need to like reset my face. I might take a powder puff just in case, because like if my eye waters, I'm gonna need this to blend that out, so I'll take this. But apart from that, like, I literally don't need anything else, and that's on having a certified routine. I want a little bit of a glow, so I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Spray, but only here, not in the middle. I'm gonna show you guys. Literally just 2 sprays here, just to add a bit of a glow, and that's it. Oh, I just tasted that. That's disgusting. I'll let Tilby spray again. You see? All sprays. And let's really lock that in. I'm going to use this bad boy. This is the one size. You guys already know what this is. I didn't even need to tell you. I'm going to use this. Not too much of this. holding my breath because it stinks. I'm going to use, and then I'm going to go back in with the dewy spray. Am I? No, I think I'm dewy enough. But I think I'm dewy enough, so I'm going to leave it there. Start my hair. If you guys want to see like a hair tutorial of how I get my hair to look like this, let me know, because I will film one. Yeah, my hair looks so good, guys. Like, let me even turn. Like, it looks so good. I'm so obsessed. Yeah. Wow, this is gorge. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. If you want another tutorial, like a different type of look, let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials, which will be here somewhere. And yeah, until next time, see you guys.